Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. One of the things we do around here is we introduce you to proven, locally owned companies like H&H Body Shop up in Clinton, Workspace Solutions Incorporated here in Knoxville, or like Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Family owned. They've been protecting East Tennessee's homes and businesses for as long as I've been alive. And sadly, that is a while. Try them. Find out why I trust my house to these fine folks, Southeast Termite and Pest Control. All right, the Vols finished 9-4 this year. Didn't win the SEC East. There was very little joy in Mudville. But now the national media is starting to list the Vols as a team that will be ranked in the top 25 in 2017. Athlon has them 17th. Sports Illustrated 16th. A CBS writer has them at 22nd. Look, none of us have tackled all of the 128 rosters out there. But in general terms, are you surprised that you're seeing Tennessee ranked in the top 25?
Surprised. Quite a bit surprised. I mean, you've got so many questions surrounding Tennessee. You don't know who the quarterback's going to be, and whoever it is hasn't played a whole lot. You're losing the best defensive player you may have had over there in a decade. And it goes on and on from that. You lost your best receiver.
Best corner.
You lost your best running back. I think it's just hard to put Tennessee there. Potentially, could they be there? Who knows? Maybe your quarterback that plays next year is fantastic. I just don't see how you could put them there now.
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm surprised they are that in particular, not just like 24.
Right.
You said 16 or 17. I'm really surprised at that, and I wouldn't put them there. As Bob pointed out, they've lost a lot of really good personnel. I think they're going to miss Josh Dobbs perhaps more than some people think. Now, could Garantano or Dormady step up and be a lot better than I would anticipate? Possibly. But they've just lost too many people. And even though that defense played pretty good against Nebraska, I still can't get out of my mind that this defense has a long way to go. And that's one of the reasons I wouldn't have them.
And I still want, the secondary is just such a huge question. I mean,
your corners, I don't
see who your number 2 corner was this year. So who's your number 1 next year? Now that Cam Sutton's gone. Guys, you surprised like the rest of us?
I am. You're breaking news to me because of everybody that they lost. Like you guys said, when I would see these next year, I didn't even look at them because it didn't occur to me Tennessee would be in there. I was, I'm not even going to look to see, where's Tennessee? Because I didn't even think they'd be in there.
Yeah, the mid-teens is kind of stunning because it took a Music City Bowl win to get into the top 25 of the AP and coaches polls at the end of the season, and then all those guys are going to leave. So I could see Tennessee sneaking into the top 25 because if you think about other SEC teams, I think Arkansas, Texas A&M, even Florida and Georgia, people are going to struggle with what to do with those teams. But compared to the end of this season, I don't know why Tennessee would move up a great deal at the start of next year.
Power of the Music City Bowl.
It is powerful. All right. I want to talk. Bob and I talked about this a few weeks ago. Jimmy, you and I talked about it on your show, Sports Talk, on Friday. And that is coaches. How many top-tier coaches are there out there? A lot of people talk, well, you can go get this guy and that guy. Of the hireable coaches, how many coaches out there are sure things versus a Butch Jones? All right. What I did was I went back and looked over the last 3 years. Let's put this up here. I'll get the first graphic. Top-tier coaches. You tell me. Only 13 coaches have had their teams in the final top 25 each of the last 2 years. Only 13. Only 6 coaches have had their teams in the final top 25 over each of the last 3 years. And one of those, you would have had a 7th, but LSU fired their guy. So it was actually Orgeron that wound up in the top 25 this year. But only 6 coaches have done it 3 years in a row. Just 21 coaches, if you make it easier and say, okay, 2 of the last 3 years, there's still just 21 coaches in the country who've done it and been in the top 25 2 of the last 3 years. Butch Jones is one of those 13, one of those 21. He's not one of the 6. Hasn't done it 3 years in a row, but it would be 3 years in a row based on these preseason deals. I also looked at national championship coaches. Now, clearly these guys are cream of the crop, but there are only 5 active coaches that have won national championships.
And it was 4 1 week ago.
Yes.
We just cut our 5th.
You just added one with Dabo Swinney, Bob Stoops, Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, Jimbo Fisher. So my question is, when you look at that, again, you don't say Butch Jones is the cream of the crop. You can't say that yet. But at the same time, the negative goes way too negative, I think. When you're in there, I don't know how many people look outside Knoxville. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of, I watched him and lost to Vanderbilt, therefore he sucks. I think, look around. If that's your gauge, there are a lot of teams out there that suck because there aren't many coaches that are finishing top 25 2 out every 3 years or 2 years in a row.
Key word you used was hireable. You put 5 guys up there that have won a national
Not
championship.
hireable.
None of them are hireable. So now you take those 5 out. So who are the coaches out there that guy's clearly better than Butch Jones? I know he would do a better job here. I think Chris Peterson at Washington is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Is he hireable?
It
doubt it.
never come east
They
of
went after
the-
him once before and they couldn't get him to come this way. So I think that pool is very small. My opinion, I don't know, I don't have an exact number, but I think that's a very small pool.
Well, 2 years ago, everyone would have been saying Gus Malzahn, Kevin Sumlin. How many people? Brian Kelly. Remember, everybody wanted Brian Kelly. Okay, how many want him today? And now he needs to be fired and he's terrible. Well, what if he comes back and has a big year next year? We're too quick to say something's done, somebody's over. I was driving in today. This is a little different, but it's our rush to kill things. Somebody was saying, well, the Seattle Seahawks, that window's over. They're done. Okay, as long as they got Russell. I mean, was the Patriots run done? They won a Super Bowl 10 years after their last one.
Brady's
But
done.
what about the Packers? Aaron Rodgers, as long as he's there, they're not really done. And I would say the same thing about the Seahawks. It's just we have a rush to make these declarative statements that, okay, I've seen enough of Jones, he sucks. Well, I think if you move if we made you a Bobby Petrino fan for the year, and you may want Bobby Petrino right now, but if you'd been a Bobby Petrino fan this year, Heisman winning quarterback, lost what, 4 games? Lost to Kentucky? Crushed in your bowl game? I think you'd have people complaining
Well, there
there
were
too.
people in Clemson that were just absolutely apoplectic about Dabo Swinney back when they lost to Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there were people there saying, see, this proves he cannot get it done.
Well, and the whole Clemsoning thing was a thing for him. Everybody said, well, he's always going to lose to some team they shouldn't lose to. Clemsoning. So
And he did.
when you look at the coaches out there, I just think when you get a little perspective, you look differently at your own coach. Again, that gets taken as, well, Pennington's cheerleader #1 for Butch Jones. No, I'm not. I'm not sure he can do it here. I don't know that he's a championship coach. I just know that he's not as bad as some people make him out to be.
Agreed.
I'm not sure that most of the coaches out there are championship coaches.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. Thank you. We'll trade seats. All right. When we come back, who's going to be on Tennessee's football staff in 2017? I'll give you my thoughts. We'll also talk a little bit more basketball. We got recruiting coming up, plenty more. Oh, something on Gruden and Manning. Now you'll stick around. Come on back.